We'd been together for 4 years, 4 birthdays, 4 Christmases, 4 summers filled with inside jokes, late-night drives, shared playlists, and whispered promises. We weren't perfect, but we were solid, or at least, I thought we were. She used to tell me, if anyone's gonna propose, it's gonna be me. She laughed when she said it, but a part of me believed her. That's just the kind of person she was, bold, surprising, a little reckless in the best way. I loved that about her. I loved everything about her. So when she told me to keep my Saturday night free for a special event, just the two of us, she said I didn't ask questions. I assumed maybe it was a celebration for my recent promotion. Or maybe, just maybe, it was the night. The one I'd been hoping for, planning for. I even bought a ring, simple gold band, the kind she always said she wanted. I kept it in my jacket pocket the whole day, waiting, hoping. Then the night came. A party, classy venue, string lights hanging overhead, candles flickering on the tables. Everyone we knew was there. Her friends, mine, people from work. They all smiled at me like they knew something I didn't. I figured maybe she told them. Maybe she was about to propose, and I was the clueless, blushing idiot about to say yes. And then, everything changed. The music stopped. The lights dimmed. A spotlight hit the floor. And instead of turning toward me like I swore, she turned toward him, Ryan, the guy she swore was just a friend. Just a co-worker. Just someone she barely texted. And in front of everyone, he got down on one knee. Right there, 10 feet from me. I froze. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't move. I watched her smile. Watched her walk up to him with tears in her eyes. Watched her say yes. And in that moment, the world didn't just fall apart. It laughed in my face, while it did. This is the story of how I was publicly humiliated by the woman I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with. How the people I trusted chose silence over truth. How everything I believed about love, loyalty, and forever shattered in one glittering moment under a chandelier. But it's not just about heartbreak. It's about betrayal. About facing the truth everyone else already knew. And about learning how to walk away not just from her, but from the version of me that thought love meant staying silent. If you've ever given your whole heart to someone and watched them hand it to somebody else, this story is for you. Let me tell you exactly how it happened.
I met her on a rainy Tuesday in the university library, and she made fun of the way I organized my notes. That's how it began. 4 years later, I thought I'd be proposing to her, or at least hearing her say she wanted forever with me. I thought she was planning something romantic, maybe even a surprise proposal of her own. I thought wrong. Her name was Emily. We were one of those couples people called solid. Friends would say, "You guys are made for each other," or "You're the only couple I believe in." I used to laugh at that. I used to believe it, too. We met when I was 20, both exhausted students surviving on caffeine and sarcasm. She was sharp, witty, and unafraid to speak her mind, which both scared me and pulled me in. I'd never dated someone so confident, someone who made me feel like I mattered just by looking at me. We moved in together after 2 years, got a dog, split bills, merged Spotify playlists. We weren't perfect, but we were close. And for a long time, I thought that was enough. But something changed in the final 6 months. Subtle things at first. She started going out more often, with friends I didn't recognize. She'd smile at texts and tilt her phone away when I got near. Work friends, she'd say. You wouldn't know them. And maybe I was stupid. Maybe I didn't want to know. Because if I knew, I'd have to do something. And the truth is, I didn't want to lose her. So I let it slide. Every late night. Every dodged question. Every half-truth. Until one day, she told me, "Clear your calendar next Saturday. I've planned something special for you. Trust me, you'll love it." And God help me, I believed her. I thought maybe it was a celebration for my recent promotion. Or maybe she was planning to propose. It wasn't impossible. We joked about it before. If anyone's getting on one knee, she used to say, "It's me. I don't trust you not to drop the ring." And I'd laugh, thinking that one day, she might actually do it. So I spent the week dreaming of what she had planned. I even went shopping for a ring, just in case she wasn't planning a proposal and I'd have the chance to flip the script. I found a simple gold band, just the way she liked. I kept it in my jacket pocket, waiting. The night arrived. A private party in a fancy restaurant downtown. Everyone was dressed sharp, the lighting was dim and golden, candles flickering on every table. Our closest friends were there. Hers and mine. People I hadn't seen in months, maybe years. They smiled when they saw me, clapped me on the back, said things like "You ready for tonight and big night, huh?" And I smiled, confused, thinking maybe they knew what she was planning. Maybe this was it. The beginning of our forever. Emily wore a deep red dress, the kind that made the whole room slow down when she walked in. Her hair was curled, her smile steady, confident. She took my hand and led me through the crowd like I was the only person there. She kissed my cheek, leaned close, and whispered, "I love you." And then she let go of my hand. She turned around. And the music stopped. A spotlight came on, centered not on her, but on the man standing just 10 feet away. His name was Ryan. I knew Ryan. At least, I thought I did. He'd been around a lot lately, always hovering in her stories. "Ryan from the design team," she'd say. "He's just a friend. The kind of friend who messaged her at midnight. The kind of friend whose name showed up on her phone more than mine did." He stepped forward. Smiling. Holding something in his hand. A box. No. No, no, no. He got down on one knee. My heart stopped. People gasped. Some clapped. Some looked at me, confused. I stood frozen, jacket still on, fingers brushing against the ring I'd bought her. He opened the box. A diamond ring. Bigger than mine. Flashier. Emily gasped, covering her mouth. And then she turned toward him. She didn't look back at me. Not once. She walked to him, tears in her eyes, and nodded. "Yes," she said. "Yes." The room exploded in cheers. Phones came out. People filmed. Laughed. Cried. I stood there, invisible. Like I'd never existed. Like the last 4 years had been a side note to someone else's story. She didn't look at me. Not once. She hugged him. Kissed him. And I walked outside. I didn't cry. Not then. I just kept walking. I passed the valet, the sidewalk, the blur of city lights. I walked until my legs hurt. Until the street sounds drowned out the noise in my head. Until the images, her smile, his knee on the ground, the cheers all started to fade. I found a bench in some random park, sat down. Took out the ring I'd bought. It looked small now. Pathetic. Like a joke. I didn't throw it away. I didn't smash it. I just held it in my palm and whispered, "You really did it, didn't you?" And my phone buzzed. A text. From her. One word, I'm sorry. No explanation. No confession. Just that. I stared at it until the screen went dark. And I realized something. She hadn't broken my heart tonight. She'd been breaking it for months. Tonight, she just finished the job. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't even try. I sat on that bench until the sun started to rise, watching as the world kept turning, as if the universe didn't just pull the rug out from under me. Birds chirped, joggers passed by, street lights dimmed. Everything felt surreal. I kept replaying it: her dress, the look in her eyes, the way she never once turned to check on me. It didn't make sense. None of it did. We talked about forever. We shared a lease. A dog. Dreams. How do you walk away from that? How do you pretend it meant nothing? When I finally got home, the apartment felt like a stranger's place. Her coat still hung by the door. Her mug sat on the counter with half-drunk coffee. Our dog, Max, ran to greet me, tail wagging, tongue out. I crouched down and hugged him tighter than I've ever hugged anything in my life. He didn't know what happened. He didn't know she wasn't coming back. Or maybe he did. Maybe he sensed something in the air, the way animals do. I sat on the couch and stared at nothing. Hours passed. At some point I realized I hadn't eaten since the night before. I opened the fridge, saw a bottle of wine she'd bought for a future date night. I almost grabbed it. Then I slammed the fridge shut. I didn't want to taste anything that reminded me of her. I started seeing it all differently. Her late nights. The phone always turned face down. The sudden privacy with passwords. The way she always brushed off Ryan, like he was just harmless. He's gay, she once told me, laughing. Stop being jealous. I wasn't jealous. I was blind. She made sure of it. And the worst part, she planned it. That proposal didn't just happen. The restaurant, the guests, the music, it was rehearsed. Staged. And I was the decoy. The accidental audience. The fool in the front row. I kept wondering how long it had been going on. Was it weeks, months, a year? Had she ever really left my bed at 2 a.m. to take a call from her sister? Had Ryan ever been just a co-worker? Every answer burned deeper than the last. The hardest part was realizing this didn't just happen to me. It happened around me. And everyone knew. People smiled at me at the party. Clapped me on the back. But they were in on it. They watched it unfold like a performance. Like I wasn't a human being, just an obstacle that needed to be cleared. That night, I opened the group chat we'd shared with a few mutual friends. No one messaged me. Not even a "Hey, you okay?" just silence. Except for one unread message. From her. Sent hours after the party. I didn't mean for it to be like that. That was all she wrote. Like it explained anything. 2 days later, she showed up at the apartment. I didn't answer when she knocked. I just stood behind the door, listening to her say my name softly, then louder. Connor, please. I just want to talk. I let her wait 5 minutes before opening it. She looked different. Not messy, not broken. Just uncomfortable. Like guilt was a dress she didn't know how to wear properly. She asked if she could come in. I didn't say yes, but I stepped aside. She walked in like nothing had changed. Like we were still us. Like she hadn't accepted another man's proposal 2 nights ago in front of everyone we knew. She sat on the edge of the couch. I stayed standing. I didn't want you to find out that way, she said. Really, I asked. Because you planned a party, invited everyone I know, and said yes to a proposal while I was standing 10 feet away. She flinched. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. Then how was it supposed to happen? Emily, help me out here. When exactly were you planning to tell me you were sleeping with him? She opened her mouth to speak but stopped. Tears formed, but I didn't trust them. Not anymore. We didn't mean for it to get that far, she whispered. It just happened. Did it? I said. Before or after you kissed me and told me you loved me 5 minutes before he got on one knee? Silence. That told me everything. I sat down on the farthest armrest, keeping distance. She looked small now. Not the confident girl who mocked my notes years ago. Not the woman who built a life with me. Just someone who broke me and didn't know what to do with the pieces. Why didn't you just break up with me? I asked. Why do all this? Her lip quivered. Because I didn't want to hurt you. I laughed. Loud. Bitter. You didn't want to hurt me, so you chose public humiliation instead of honesty. I didn't expect you to be at the front, she mumbled. I thought you'd be with the others. I thought it'd be easier. For who? I snapped. You, him, everyone but me. She didn't answer. She didn't need to. Her silence was louder than anything she could have said. I stood. I couldn't sit there anymore. You should go. Connor, please, you made your choice, I said, voice cold. And now I'm making mine. She stood too, trembling. I didn't stop loving you. You just started loving him more, I said. And she cried, finally, real tears. I didn't move. I didn't hold her. I just watched her leave, the same way I watched her walk toward him 2 nights ago. Without looking back.